Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakha HaKadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us the truth, that were well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and to the 1/3 men, women, and children of Israel, and to the Israelite foreigners who has the appearance of the heathens, but their lineage, their seed line from their fathers, goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. It's the brother Hawashai Abadia, Jim at Chicago. And I want to title this video, Superman is an Israelite. All right. Superman is an Israelite. All right. Where do I get that from? Well, first and foremost, Superman is a fictional character. But, hey, these Edomites, man, comic book creators from Marvel and DC Comics and all that, hey, they get all the superheroes from the scriptures, man. All right? And I'm going to prove that. Hey, and like your likes of King David, Samson, right? So forth and so on, man. Of course, Yahweh Shai, right? So this article inspired this video, and it says Black Superman film dismissed by Warner Brothers CEO for being too woke. All right. So I come up in the day when Christopher Reeves was Superman. All right. Grew up as a kid. Hey, what the scripture say? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? All right, so, hey, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, which there's no such thing as black people nor white people. It's a social construct that started in 1682 with the Virginia Act, right? So, yeah, so you thought everything was that was good was so-called self-proclaimed white people. Why? Because the earth is given into their hands, all right? They have stewardship over the earth, all right? And that is because we went off as a people. So they're going to whitewash every single thing, right? So these Edomites, I'm not going to read the article. I just wanted to grab the comments. These Edomites are in their feelings, all right? I've seen this. Superman is based off of black men like Jesse Owens, the track star who looked superhuman. You create him based off black man, but actual black man is too woke. The Caucasity. They got Eddie Murphy right there. It was a couple ones. That's the one I grew up on, Superman, Christopher Reeves. All right. They said Black Superman been around since the 70s. Hey, and that's another thing, man. Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal, they've all been compared to as Superman. Look at this. Oh, this was one of the comments. The woke joke is over. Thank God, right? What's this says? MAGA is now largest and most powerful political party. Will restore this country. Yeah, you're a delusional fool. The fact that you believe in the paradigm of Republican and Democrat. 2 wings on the same bird. It says, keep on dreaming. Keep dreaming about what? The so-called Black Superman. Tell me what is woke. Look at that. What's this? Blank Man, I think, from back in the day. It would have been a waste of money. And they know it. They know it. Nobody wants a DEI version of Superman, which is diversity, equality, and inclusion. All right. And it was all set up by the elites. Super trans. Yeah, they'll probably pull that. But the one I wanted to see, the comment is, where is it at? I'm not going to read all these comments, man. It was one particular one that I saw that stood out. Keep Superman the same. Just leave it alone. Yeah, man. Look at that. There it is. There's no such thing as a black Superman. Here it is right here. Superman is white, not black. Who cares? You care. And look at this. We're going to get Superman real name. It says the one wanted isn't a flip on Kyle. He's just Kryptonian, plenty survive, whatever. So anyway, let's go and grab Superman's real name. Well, look at this. I put, was Michael Jordan called Superman? Yes. All right. And that's why I read the scripture, Genesis 25 and 23. All right. So-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans dominate in every sport there is, man. Unless it's you Edomites, charge like hockey. It costs a lot of money to play hockey. So you don't see a lot of Jakes playing hockey, man. All right. But if you can get a ball, basketball, football, or soccer ball, something that's free and everybody in the neighborhood can play, we dominate that shit. All right. You Edomites are weaklings, man. Just said it in the scripture. Okay. Because Esau is the one that came out red like in Harry Garment when you read 2 verses down. Right. Now, let's get another. It says, was Bo Jackson called Superman? Yes, Bo Jackson was widely known as Super Bo or Auburn Superman. He went to Auburn. All right. I remember them calling Bo Jackson Superman. Bo knows advertisements, right? Now, Shaquille O'Neal. I don't remember any Edomites on a mainstream platform being called Superman, man. Yeah, he was called Superman too. Yep, Shaquille O'Neal was called Superman. All right. Now let's check this out. Were there any white athletes called Superman? And if they did it, you probably ain't know they ass. Yes, white nickname, moniker, Jesse the Body. Man, just that wrestling, that shit that don't count. He wasn't known like Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, even Dwight Howard. But I don't even count Dwight Howard. All right, look at that. They ain't have none. Jesse the Body. The hell out of here, man. Garbage. So we dominate in sports, man. All right, now let's get to the scriptures. Let's read this again, Genesis 25 and 23. And it says here, and the Lord Yahweh said, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner, which is 2 nations, all right, 2 different nations of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right. So let's get that's what I want to get, Salakia. What is Superman name on Krypton? Call L, right? Call L, right? What does call L means in Hebrew? Look at that. In Hebrew, the name called El, Superman's Kryptonian birth name, is often interpreted as voice of Yahweh. All right, the L part is the name. It's like it. The L part of the name is a common Hebrew term for God. All right, El, like when they say Elohim, but the correct way is Elohim, which means powers. All right, Allah means power, singular. All right, Elohim means gods, plural, like the elect. Okay, voice of God. Okay, so let's see what Superman father name is. Superman father. You devils, man. Are hurt, man. Father name in Hebrew, Jor-El. Okay. What does Jor-El mean? It says it's not a Hebrew name, but it is, man. It means Yahweh will uplift. Okay? Yahweh will uplift. And they did name it out. Their things be going off because this should be cutting their ass, man. Alright? Child of Yahweh. Called El. But that's his father's name. Alright? Let's see what it say. Once again, voice of Yahweh. Yahweh has descended. Power has descended. Okay, so we get the gist, man. Salakia. So now let's grab the precepts, man, of what Superman, because Superman, you see the common theme is God. All right. So what does God look like? All right. Let's grab the book of Daniel. Daniel 10 and 6. It says, his body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. It said God's voice, right? The definition. Okay, so that's the point. It says, and I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them. So that they fled to hide themselves. All right. And this is the Ancient of Days, man. Okay. Let's grab the book of Revelation. The infamous Revelation 1. This is the revelation of Yahweh Shai, who you people ignorantly call Jesus, right? I read 1. It says the revelation of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. All right. So let's jump down real quick to verse 14. And it reads, his head and hair were like wool. Okay, his head, that's his beard, man. He had an afro with a beard, man, a white beard. All right, like wool. Negroes, hey, that book Elder Malcolm has, that 1933 Webster's Dictionary, it says when it says the definition of wool, it says like Negro hair, right? It says as white as snow, and his eyes were like flames of fire. His feet were like polished bronze, refined in a furnace, and his voice thundered like mighty ocean waves. All right. And we saw what it said, voice of God, once again. All right. So what tribe is Yahweh Shai from? He's from the tribe of Judah, right? So what would they look like, man? What do the tribe of Judah look like? Because we noticed that when you read Genesis 25 and 25, it said Esau came out like into a red hairy garment. Okay, it didn't mention what Jacob complexion was, because everybody had had melon skin, man. All right, let's grab Jeremiah 14 and 2. It says Judah, which is the tribe Yahweh Shai comes from. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Okay, let's grab Lamentation. Let's grab Lamentation 4 and 8. It says, their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaved to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. All right. Now you say going to visage. What does visage mean? What does visage mean?
Strong's H8389. To'er.
Appearance.
To'er.
All right. So that's how Israelites look. Let's grab another one. Real quick. Let's grab the book of Acts. Acts 13 and 1. Because you Edomites, man, y'all love to hijack Abraham and Paul, right? When you try to talk about, oh, he said to all people. No, man, Paul is an Israelite. All right, and I'm gonna grab that, Lord willing. This is Acts 13 and 1. It says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simon, that was called Nigger. Ain't that funny, man? And nigger is really just means dark, okay? And in the old dictionaries, it says now used as a derogatory term, right? It says here, of Cyrene and Manian, which had been brought up with Herod, the Tetrarch, and Saul. Okay, now let's read it in NLT. It says, among the prophets and teachers of the church at Antioch were Syria were Barnabas, Simeon, called the black man. This is their interpretation, their translation. Lucius from Cyrene. That's it. That's all I needed to get. All right. So you Edomites, so-called white people, got your panties in a bunch about Superman being a so-called black man. All right, and that's talking about Paul. Matter of fact, let's get the definition. No, not definition, Salakia. Let's grab a precept. 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. Now this is Paul. It says, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. All right. And what are things that Superman do, man? What are things that Superman do? Let's grab real quick. 2 Samuel 22 and 35. King David, mighty man, the mighty King David. And hey, your house men are going to come back the same way. And this is King David. I started 32. It says, for who is Yahweh, save the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and who is a rock, save our power. Yahweh is my strength and power, and he make my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and set me upon my high places. He teach my hands to war. Here's a point. So that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. That's Superman type stuff, right? Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness he have made me great. Where's the other one? Yeah, I keep reading. He says, I have pursued my enemies. No, Salakia. Thou hast, read this part, 36. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness have made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, so that my feet did not slip. I have pursued my enemies and destroyed them, and turn not again until I have consumed them. And I have consumed them and wounded them, that they could not arise. Yeah, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength to battle them that rose up against me. Thou hast subdued them, subdued under me. And this is what we're gonna do to you, you heathens, man. Starting with Esau, Edom. Thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. And we saw hate all through that comment section, man. All right. And King David, what did he do? He leaped walls and whatnot, right? Let's grab real quick. I ain't going to get that, but let's grab also, just for time's sake, the book of Zechariah. King David leaped walls, man. What did Superman say when they introduce him? Stop a locomotive, can bend steel, leap wall. I may be messing it up, but he can leap great heights or something of that nature, right? Let's grab Zechariah 12 and verse 8. Because guess what? The men of the Lord are going to, the elect is going to be like this. I just get to the point. It says, verse 8, in that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Okay, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, right? And this is talking about the elect. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And the house of David shall be as Yahweh, as the angel of the Lord before them. All right, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem, man. All right. And I'm going to end it off with this. This sounds like a Superman scripture. I got to get this. Yahushai, man. The top Superman. Isaiah 63. Look at that. Yahweh's vengeance on the nations, man. Judgment against the Lord enemies, starting with the Edomites. Okay, you can find the rest of the enemies in Psalms 83, man. The enemies of Israel. It says, who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in his greatness of his strength. I that speak righteousness, mighty to save. All right. So, hey, man, Superman is an Israelite, man. You Edomites are hurt, and you getting ready to go into back-breaking captivity, man, for 1,000 years, then ultimately eliminated, eviscerated, man. So with that, I pray it's edifying. Shalom.